Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is Mania TrueNerd, and welcome back to Rollercoaster Tycoon 2, which is utterly beautiful and one of the best games ever made, and utterly beautiful and spectacular, and it's glorious. This thing's got one hell of a queue going on here, interesting. Yes, I discovered a small problem, which is I think the position of the entrance for John's vomit-inducing adventure is just like not quite perfectly positioned, so people when they come in have to walk like a tiny distance, which isn't like a problem, but like because they don't walk particularly quickly, it means there is a bit of a backlog, especially if people kind of amble a little bit. Ideally it will be one more over. Let me just check on like the timing for that. Where's wait timing? There's totally one in here somewhere. Queue time is 8 minutes. That's actually a bit of a problem. I'm actually going to pull out something for the first time here, which is I'm going to put in little QTVs. I think QTVs mean people don't get so annoyed by queue times, so we'll put some of them in there. Interestingly, that's the only one that appears to have any queue whatsoever. Everything else... Look, this bloody guy who's just ambling along so slowly is keeping a queue of people behind him. What a dick. I don't like that guy. What else have we got here? Rollercoaster of Love. Looks like it's got a small but not spectacular queue going on. In fact, a lot of them are leaving kind of half empty. That's fine. Log Flume as well. Sorry, Log Doom. The Log Doom. Interestingly, the ferry, which I set up last part, is actually doing surprisingly well. But, alright, fine. That is more than welcome if that's actually going to turn up. It's going to make flipping... Bloody hell, it's going to make $3,000 an hour. That's bloody ridiculous. Alright, I think also our advertising campaign ran out last time. So, obviously, we want to kind of pump more and more money into the advertising campaign. Let's pump some money into the Rollercoaster of Love, because that's actually a really good, solid ride. So, Rollercoaster of Love, that's fine. I mean, I think we want people to be more on this side of the park right now, because the other side of the park's got a bit kind of crowded, especially with, like, the problem with John's vomit-inducing adventure. So, Rollercoaster of Love and the park in general can just have some advertising. So, that's just going to bring more and more people into the fold, and more people into the fold is a good thing. Let's just have John's, Jungle Tour Extreme. That's lovely. And free food and drink. Again, we can pull people over to this side of the park, and people can have a free soft drink. Which is the soft drink? Oh, just drinks. It's just labelled as drinks. Marvellous. So every single advertising campaign is running simultaneously. I think actually John's adventure just actually... John's adventure? John's generic adventure. The Rollercoaster of Love actually did just break down, but there's already a mechanic on top of it, which suggests I do indeed have enough mechanics going on at the minute. Perfect. And, oh, the people are just pouring in now. This is going to go very, very well indeed. The victory condition is $10,000 in tickets, which could work very nicely. It's easier in the summer months as well, because in, like, the spring and the autumn, you get a lot of rainstorms, which means people just don't go on rides. Whereas, yeah, over here, and, like, when we hit summer and it's sunny all the time, it's much easier to get high figures. It looks like the highest we've ever done was last September, which was $5,292 in ride tickets in the month. That's perfect. And we're already up to, like, past 4,000. It's only the 22nd of March. So March might be about to break that record. Perfect. Now, speaking of my mechanics, by the way, I'm a little worried by reliability. Let's look at reliability here, because some of these things are breaking down a lot. So what is not very reliable? Captain John's non-sexual pirate is, in fact, not very reliable. So let's just actually have that be taken care of more often. Let's have that be inspected every 20 minutes, not every 30. Treetop Frenzy. Appears to be... Treetop Frenzy is really unreliable. Alright, well, let's have that inspected every 10 minutes, in fact. We'll just constantly inspect that. Whole New World, not so fussed with. And then what else is important? Log Doom can go up to 20 minutes. I mean, we've got, like, plenty of mechanics right now. Just, like, increasing the rate of inspection for your most important kind of cash cows is a good idea. And then John's vomit-inducing adventure and that. That all seems to be fine at that point. Okay. So we'll just basically, do a lot more inspections. And I'll bring an extra mechanic in. Because if a ride breaks down, that does genuinely make a very big difference to, like, how much money you can make. Especially if it's one of your big rides that's bringing, like, 10,000 US dollars an hour. That can make such a huge... Oh, dear. Yeah, we've got a real problem here. Just because of the length of the queue. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, we are actually going to make some changes here. Sorry, guys, we need to make some changes. This is now closed, and we're going to have to actually move that entrance. That's annoying, but it's kind of important that we get that right. And then remove this last one, and then this has now just become a queue. Beautiful. So that's now the queue there. That should all be fine again. Reopen that. Obviously, there's no test results yet. Technically, I have actually rebuilt something because of that, but that's absolutely fine. Now, hopefully, people will now get straight back on John's vomit-inducing adventure, but this time we're going to have far fewer problems with, like, the cars all kind of piling up, because people can, like, just hop straight on. So this should now work much, much better. It's annoying I had to do that, but I think it's worth doing. Meanwhile, Splash Large Hill is at this point making... What's it making? That is making, yeah, $10,000 now. That is a real cash cow for this business. I figured out where people were complaining about litter, by the way. They were complaining about litter because there was litter down here in the beautiful floating garden. And the reason that was there is because people were, like, walking in a circle here and dumping their litter, even though there were all these bins right here. But if they kind of got stuck in a circle, that didn't matter. They just kind of, yeah, got a bit stuck. Speaking of which, it looks like this area's got a bit crowded, so I'm actually going to just put an extra, like, exit ramp off this place, just so kind of like people can escape a bit more easily. So there's like an extra way you can get in and out, and that should just very slightly reduce crowding. There we go. Now that I've done that, this area should now, like, people should feed in and out of this area much more easily. Yeah, you can see it straight away. People kind of get stuck in a loop, and then they start complaining about crowding, they get unhappy in general. It generally is a bad sort of a thing. Now, for my next big project, I think I want to actually have a look at all the different roller coasters I've unlocked, as well as actually also my water rides. Actually, I kind of fancy I might do a water ride next. Which side deserves a water ride next? This side over here just has the splash boats and the little kind of the river tours here that are doing surprisingly well. People are really enjoying the Cross Island Ferry there. And this side over here just has the log doom and the jet skis. You know what? Let's give this over. Oh, this over here's got a nice area. I like this big beach. I kind of want to develop out this area here. So yeah, okay, so we'll put our next water ride over here, unless a roller coaster I've unlocked takes my fancy. So what have we got that's new? We've got a suspended swinging coaster. That looks like that's quite expensive. We've got a vertical drop roller coaster. So extra wide cars that can descend completely vertically on a sloped track for an ultimate free-fall roller coaster experience. I'm not sure that's necessarily a good idea. We've got kind of the mini suspended flying roller coaster. That's supposedly quite cheap. That might be a fun one, just to kind of have people just kind of swishing in and out of the existing rides. That might be fun. Ooh, or a runaway mine train. Technically, it's called a wooden wild mine train, but it is blatantly a runaway mine train. Though I wonder if runaway mine train is a copyrighted term and thus they can't use it. That would be interesting. So yeah, I could also go for like a real... I mean, I kind of want to go for like a more fancy one. And I'd like to go for a fancy one because I'd like to have like loop the loops and stuff. It'd be quite nice to like have a proper big one. But we don't have a huge amount of money at the moment. Let's, for the moment, just bring in... Oh, the river rapids. We haven't done the river rapids yet. But no, let's do dinghies. Let's do dinghies because dinghies are actually like more like a roller coaster. Kind of like halfway between a roller coaster and not. And dinghies are a lot cheaper as well. I've also just turned on some gentle music for the Cross Island Ferry there, so that's lovely. Yeah, I was just expecting this to be like a nice little way of just like distributing the crowds around, but no, it's gone down spectacularly well. People really, really love these things. They're like, it's nearly at capacity. How many people are on this ride? Like 86 people on the ride at the moment, and its maximum capacity is not much higher than that. Its maximum capacity is 31 times 4, that's 124. So yeah, it's like at 3/4 capacity. This was just supposed to be like a little crappy extra thing. It's amazing. So the nice thing about the dinghy slide, by the way, even though it kind of doesn't do much in terms of like special pieces, is that you can kind of have it covered or not. I'm not sure if it makes like a huge difference to the excitement or anything. I think like having some cover bits presumably will make a difference, but I've never really kind of looked into it in detail. What I find interesting is like a normal piece is $40. If you want to cover it, that's $41. So even though it's like twice the pipe, it's only $1 more. So somewhere in the supply chain, somebody is ripping us off there. So let's begin as we usually do, taking advantage of this lovely, lovely slope to get higher than this ride really has any right being. This thing really can't go very high at all, by the way, so you've got to be a little bit kind of careful around that. And we'll just kind of spin it round here. Where do I want it to go? Actually, I'll just do it the other way. I'll do it kind of this way round here. So we can kind of go down here, and then we can have it go... I wouldn't mind having it go... Yeah, actually, I wouldn't mind having it go pretty steep. These things can, by the way, because of course nothing's actually fixed to the ground, these things can go really, really wrong. So you've got to be like a little bit careful with this one. I mean, the crucial thing is, now that I've done this really kind of steep bit, if I want to do a turn at this point, then for goodness sake, make sure it's a full circle, because if it's like a half circle, people will just fly off the end and everything will go horribly, horribly wrong. So if we want to kind of do, let's do like a, can we do a turn there? Is that allowed? Oh yeah, that just fits. So if we want to do that big turn there, then that better be covered. Okay, I've just made some slight changes there because like the pipe was kind of clipping inside the thing. It was allowing me to build it, but because it was clipping inside, I didn't like the way it looked. So we're just going to have like a nice snake pattern here. That's kind of nice. We're just going to have like a steep drop into this, and then it's all covered, so it'll be like pitch black inside, which is really, really cool. And then we'll have it kind of bend round here, and then we'll kind of have it go back down, and we'll actually have it go underground for a second. And then, like, yeah, it goes steep underground there. And now it's, like, underground. And we'll, like, have it go gently around this way. Now, getting it back above ground, this is going to be the careful bit. In fact, actually, you know what? For the steep drop, we'll actually uncover it. That'll be fun. So, we'll, like, so they will actually kind of see it coming. So, yeah, like, uncovered, then underground. So then they'll see themselves diving into the tunnel. That's nice. Then we'll go into covered, because that's bloody sensible. This is possibly going to be the first crash we actually have in this park. There is a very good chance that this will actually end in a crash right now. And then after it dives underneath this glorious beach here, it comes back out. At 4, it should still have some momentum. So we'll kind of have it coming out and it will be uncovered at that point. And then, I'm not sure if this is a good idea. This is probably a terrible idea, in fact. I think we should be alright. If we do a covered turn, round this way, like a quite tight turn round here, and then like have it go up another 2, we should be fine. In fact, actually, we'll go into, at this point, we'll go into an actual bit of, like, tracking it up. Because I don't know at what speed they'll be at this point. If it turns out they've still got some speed at this point, I'll probably change this. Okay, and then after a little slope there, just down and eases back into the station. I've no idea if this is going to work. I've no bloody clue. Right, entrance right at the very front. Then X can be pretty close to the front as well. Dinghy slides, I think you've got no choice, it's just a dinghy slide, 16 boats. Let's move 1 over and we'll see what it does, but I'm genuinely not sure if this is actually going to work. Hang on, let's get the ramp up to maximum speed, so let's just close that, no, close, and then close again, and then put it back into test to re-begin the test, because yeah, if you change even like the slide just a tiny bit, like 1 mile an hour, I like having it as fast as it can, because there's no reason for it not to be, but if you change it like even the tiniest bit, then you do end up in an odd scenario where like the whole thing needs to be retested. So dinghy 1 going up at 5 miles an hour, let's just see how this does, because this is a very real crash possibility. These things can crash, very, very easily in fact. So the dinghy slide goes round at 5 miles an hour at 4. Okay, no chance of it running out of steam before it hits the area. Goes up to 37, through the little kind of snaky tunnel. Down, doesn't crash. Oh, 40, flipping 3 up to 8. And bear in mind, when there's actual people in them, people do have mass in this game. So what a roller coaster does, if like it just makes it round... Oh, we've got a problem. We've got a problem there, sorry. People do have weight, so the fact that it only just made it, it will make it a little bit more easily in the actual thing, because it'll have a bit more momentum to it. So get rid of that. Forward, straight up, and then that's down, isn't it? So that now should work better. But that, to me, feels like we've actually got a pretty good result, actually. While I'm just waiting for that to be retested, I will just very, very quickly here, actually just lower this thing. 5 seconds is absolutely fine. While I'm just waiting for that to be retested, I'll build the paths out. Yes, good. We've confirmed that all works as it should do. That's made it round the corner, nice and safe, and back into the station at a relatively low speed. Beautiful. Now, what have we got here yet? 42 miles an hour max. That should be high, medium. That's a good dinghy slide right there. I'm very pleased with that. And as for the queue, I've decided to like bring it right up here, next to like the big intersection where there's lots of people floating around. Ooh, there's a lot of vomit in this area. Come on, guys. We could do with another handyman, clearly. Another handyman for this area that's also going to cover the new area around here. So we'll kind of have this handyman covering like this area, but we'll also have him. He's kind of double... I know he's pulling double duties with some of the guys that are around here, but that's absolutely fine. But we'll have him kind of covering this area as well, and he can start going in this direction when we start heading in that direction too. Beautiful. So this here can now open with a relatively high, yeah, because it's quite intense. We can put that straight up to like $4. That's absolutely fine. So $4 there, bring that in. We're up to 1,385 odd guests. That works for me. Now, people should be very happy to go into this thing. And actually, you know what? When the first people actually get on, if I remember, I will actually show you what I mean about the physics. Because, yeah, when cars and dinghies and whatever have people in them, there is genuinely, like, more mass to them, so they have more momentum from going down. Surely if somebody's going down a slide, then up a slide again. Like, sure, it's got more momentum from coming down, but it's got more weight to go back up again. So shouldn't those two things cancel out? I shouldn't say this. I'm not a physicist. I don't know anything about physics, so I clearly should not be allowed to talk about this sort of thing. Get rid of the minimum waiting times now. We don't need a minimum waiting time anymore. That's all absolutely fine. And yeah, everyone seems to be liking the dinghy slides. Perfect. Now, I believe while I was doing that, and then... bring in more handymen. Just more handymen. No, don't drown him. Don't drown him. Don't drown him. Don't drown him. Okay, good. He didn't drown. Beautiful. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We've had a problem. We've got a severe problem. Oh, dear. More people are dying. There are many... This is what I mean about momentum. Okay. I know I was talking about momentum there. I think the park rating just took a small hit there. People were apparently not keen on the fact that there was just a small death explosion. So, yeah, we've just killed some people. We've just killed, how many people did we just kill? A few dinghies worth of people. Yes, because of the extra momentum they had from going down this slide, I've just demonstrated the momentum perfectly and fatally. Yes, because of the extra momentum these people had, they didn't, unlike the actual dinghies, which just went straight down into this pit, the actual ones flung off slightly and crashed here. So, there's how everyone died. I think probably we should remember the dead by just quietly getting rid of this roller coaster and then potentially building a different one in its place. We may have just learned some valuable lessons there. Dinghy slides. No, dinghy slides are bloody pains. Oh dear. And, oh, the number of guests is going down. People are really, really upset. Okay, launch a new advertising campaign. Launch a new advertising campaign that specifically draws attention to the fact that we don't kill people anymore. Oh god, they're all leaving. The number of guests is declining rapidly. Activate all the new advertising campaigns. In John's Island Adventure, if we kill you, we'll give your family your money back. And while I've been busy murdering people, we're at the height of summer right now, and in 1 month we made flipping $8,000. $8,000 on ride tickets, and the target is $10,000. We're getting very, very close indeed. Alright, I think I know what we actually need, which is... oh, bloody hell. Right, even with this thing repositioned, even then, we've actually got this problem of this thing being incredibly... wow, I guess we just can't load people into it fast enough. Oh, whoa! Look at the splash boats. The splash boats is amazing. Okay, I think I know what we need. Which is, there isn't actually, like, a real proper roller coaster on this side of the island. So maybe instead of, like, just killing more people, we should focus instead on, yeah, kind of there being, like, a proper roller coaster around here. So the park rating did indeed crash a little bit, but it is climbing again. People are getting over the whole I murdered thing. The whole corporate manslaughter thing has annoyed some people. Luckily, the more reasonable people are already getting over it. Now, the question is where to build this roller coaster, because, like, right now, people are kind of circulating in this area, but they're not really kind of going any further. Maybe if I were to build... if I were to build it, like, along the beach here, like, the starting point could be along the beach here, that could kind of work quite nicely. Yeah, I kind of like that. So if, like, the exit led out to here, and the entrance, like, looped round over the top and was, like, to here, for example, yeah, actually, I think I quite like that. So we're going to have, yeah, we're definitely going to do that in that case. So what sort of big roller coaster do we actually want to build here? Because I want like a really big, meaty roller coaster. Well, the corkscrew roller coaster kind of does all the things I wouldn't mind actually doing, which is, yeah, it's kind of got like screws and loops and stuff, so it's going to be a more exciting roller coaster. I feel like we do actually need like a proper big one in this park. So, ooh, wait, hang on a minute. Oh, is this allowed to have one of those things where it just kind of, the corkscrew roller coaster is allowed to do the same thing as the steel roller coaster, where it's got a powered launch. Now, powered launch roller coasters are well worth just kind of having one. They're really fast, they're really enjoyable, lots of people like them, they tend to go very, very well indeed. How's this thing doing, by the way? How many people actually use this? 108 an hour. That's probably worth it just for the amount of vomit we're mopping up. Gosh darn it, speaking of vomit that needs mopping up, guys! I'm going to hire more handymen just to get that out of the way. Yeah, so what I'm actually going to do over here is I'm going to use a corkscrew roller coaster over here for a powered launch thing. Ooh, speaking of which, apparently a new launch roller coaster literally just appeared. Marvellous. Do I need to reload that to get it to appear? I think I do. The launch roller coaster. So roller coaster trains are accelerated out of the station by linear induction motors to speed through twisting inversions. Now, these things I find quite fun because they can do a whole lot of stuff. So, oh my goodness, look at this. Inline twist left, inline twist right. So yeah, oh, on-ride photo session as well. That's quite good. Please tell me it can do A quarter loop. Ah, and vertical loops as well. Beautiful. Alright, so the way this thing works is like you launch these and then basically rather than making it do a full loop, you make it kind of do a whole bunch of stuff and then it kind of eventually goes up to an area it can't go up anymore and everything is fine. So what I want to do here is I kind of want to make this thing kind of loop underneath this area I've already built. So if I make it go kind of like helix up large, is that fine? Can it fit under there? Yes, it can. No, it can't. So make it go for a bit of a helix, obviously all of that being kind of on a banked edge, so, you know, it's not too extreme on the human body. Then make it go up, make it do a loop-de-loop, so I really want it to do a loop-de-loop. Half corkscrew left and then right to make it kind of head over, and then you just kind of make it go up and then vertical until such time as you're confident that it's definitely not going any further. So we'll see here, we can kind of make it go and then go over to number 1. It's travelling pretty slowly at the moment, so right now it won't even make it over the thing. No, it will not. So now basically we just need to increase the speed until we're confident enough it's fast enough that we can make it through the obstacle course I've set, but not so fast that even with the added mass of people, it'll make it over the top. So now this is through here. 42 miles an hour. That should easily make it over the loop-de-loop. Not quite easily, I'd say. And then, oh, flip. Okay, that was very, very close. Okay, so that needs a bit more over the top yet. What we really need to do then is, I know exactly what we need to do. So we need to add way more to this just to be absolutely safe. Okay. Then what we need to do is we just need to add a tiny bit more speed to this thing. 47 miles an hour should do it. Test that thing. Lovely. The station platform was way too long. I kind of forgot that you don't really need that, but it doesn't really matter. So, train 1, travelling at... That goes up to nowhere near the top. Make sure it can make it back over the edge as well. It was still 80 miles an hour, so it had a bit of spare momentum to it. Then it goes backwards. Then it goes in here. And that there is your lot. That's it. In it goes, and then we kind of get some results out of it. What's going to be... It's probably going to be pretty high, but not too ridiculous. This is a really nice, quick, easy way of making a lot of money. Wait for its results to come in. It's calculated. It's taking a bit longer to calculate just because, like, you know, there's a lot more forces involved. High, very high, medium. High, very high, medium. For some people, that's going to be desirable. So let's just kind of get that up to like, yeah, 450 a piece. Get that up. That should be absolutely fine. And then it's got a ridiculously too long platform, but that's okay. And as of course, this is the spot where, you know, the previous people died, we will of course name this roller coaster in loving memory. Because I'm sure the deceased family will be thrilled that we have indeed marked the death of their loved ones on a roller coaster using, you know, a roller coaster. They'll love it. They'll be absolutely fine with it. Though actually, just one thing that you definitely should do, just in case, because of the risk of brakes failure, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to have this thing just go, yeah, up, and then up to like, probably like, just in case, I'm just going to make it go right up to the top here. Because if there's brakes failure on the station, then basically this thing will just career straight through and up to the end. So it's a good idea to have this as a backstop, because then in the event that the brakes fell on the station, there's no chance of a crash, because it'll just go up here and it'll eventually just run out of momentum until the mechanic gets to it, so that's absolutely fine. And actually, the park's rating has just hit an all-time high. I think people approve of the fact that I've built the In Loving Memory roller coaster. Beautiful. And there we are. In Loving Memory is now properly open. I've actually started an advertising campaign for it, as well as for the park itself. The park is, oh my goodness, the park is almost at max happiness. I don't think it can hit 1,000. I think it caps at 999. But that's pretty much the happiest the park's ever been. That's spectacular. Meanwhile, we must be making very, very good money at the minute. Okay, ride tickets are indeed hovering at about 7,500. We're getting close, but we're not quite there. This annoys me so much. This annoys me so damn much that we've got all these excess cars just sitting here, and people are only queuing because apparently we can't set off bloody fast enough. How's Splash Boat looking, by the way? Splash Boat says, why don't you people go into the splash boats instead? There's so much spare capacity on the splash boat. Oh, my little kind of floating garden is going beautifully well. That's very, very nice indeed. And if you've noticed, my money's gone down way more dramatically than it should have done, by the way. That's because I've spent an extra 10,000 just repaying my bank loan. I'd like to be debt-free if I can. So, yes, we've got kind of people kind of piling in here. There shouldn't be a minimum wait time, should there? No, there shouldn't be a minimum wait time. There's no real point. Okay, powered launch. People go in here. And if I go over to train 1... you'll notice that previously it took, yeah, it was about 18 miles an hour as it went over the top of that loop. So now it's more like 24 miles an hour because with the people on it, for some reason, yeah, it goes a little bit faster. So these people are going to probably vomit everywhere, by the way. We should, actually, I might want to put like a medical centre for them at some point. Oh, and I've had the answer to my question earlier answered, which is I said, well, is this just a runaway mine train? No, it's a crappy runaway mine train. This is the proper runaway mine train right here. Beautiful. In fact, I kind of want one of them right now. I like the idea of a runaway mine train. So yeah, the platform's going to be like half underground, and eventually I've like built a little kind of exit for it over here with some bricks. So eventually we'll come back to that. But for now, we don't need to worry about that. Instead, we'll just go around the corner, and then we'll start going up. And then we'll immediately hit this path, so we'll get rid of this path and we'll fix that later. Now, once again, we've got the advantage that we've got this massive slope up, so this thing can go way higher than it actually ought to be able to go. Because, like, normally it would, like, be hitting its, like, limit, like, about now. But instead, we can get up from, like, pretty much, is that, like, even on minus? No, that's pretty much on, like, that's ground 0. It can get up to plus 20. Because normally it wouldn't be able to do that. And now, as we reach, like, the top of the hill, we can't go any further. So that's fine. So we'll do that, turn that off, turn it around here, and then we'll kind of make it dive down here. And I kind of wouldn't mind it like going like a bit through the whole island, actually. I'd like it to kind of, rather than kind of filling up this space, I kind of want it to like dive through the existing bits of the island. Now, what special ones are you allowed on the runaway mine train? You are actually allowed helixes, brakes, on-ride photo session, but no loops or anything, which makes sense. You never see loops on a runaway mine train. So let's get some speed up here. There we go, round this way again, straight kind of round down here. So immediately get some really good speed up as we kind of speed into this area. And then kind of flatten it out, go straight into a banked curve. We'll make it go for a large helix up here, which is marvellous. And then we'll kind of flatten it out. We'll go the other way now. Now, if we go for a large helix up, that should, yes, mean we pass right over the top of the roller coaster of love, which I really wanted it to do. It's like those two roller coasters might actually kind of pass each other all the time, which is really, really nice. Now, back the other way, and we'll now have it bank the other way. And if I just have it bank like this, is that going to directly hit this, or is it going to sneak around the back? No, that's going to cause trouble. Okay, now how are we going to fix that? Because I kind of want to have this bank in such a way as it goes underneath. Let me have a think here. If I just put it forward a couple of spaces and then have it bank this way, then it will bank over the top right here. Yeah, there we go. And now it'll kind of go straight over the top. That's nice. And then we'll just make it bank this way and straight through. And then that'll go kind of straight through the middle of this curve on the top of Splash Large Hill, which is really exactly what I want. And then we'll make it go the other way. And now just kind of bring the camera around so we can see what the hell's going on here. Is this going to fly straight to... No! This works! And speaking of which, John's vomit-inducing adventure does appear to have kind of broken down there. Oops. We'll make that go up a couple. Though at this point, this thing should probably be running actually a bit low on momentum, to be honest. So actually what we'll do instead is we'll make it kind of go down a little bit if we can. Yes, we can. We can make it go down and then down. That's beautiful. And then, potentially a good way of getting around these rides that we've already got here might be if we actually made it like, yeah, if we made it kind of go underground, then we could have the whole rest of the thing happening underground. That'd be kind of cool. But where's that exit I built for it? The exit I built for it is right there, which actually I'm now thinking I shouldn't do. Okay, so what I've done instead is at the end of the platform, what there's going to be is there's actually going to be a final slope that leads actually back into the station. So actually what we'll actually do there is like as our final thing before the station. So we can't have too much station, so we'll have brakes right before the end. Then we'll start having it go down deeper underground. So now there's a lovely underground bit right there that we can sync up to later. The advertising campaign for the park is finishing up. Okay. So back to the front of the runaway mine train, and I'd say it's time for it to go underground, which is if we just dig a nice hole here, then it can go underground beautifully. And when we say beautifully, I think we need to make everything invisible for the moment. So that brings us underground to -3 and then -4. So we've got a track to join up to over here. You can see it over here on this square. So if we simply actually, yeah, now that we're at -4, this will now be going pretty bloody quickly. So bank it round, make it now go up a bit up here. Yeah, just make it kind of lose a bit of speed heading up on this hill because it's going to be going pretty quickly. So it'll be worth kind of getting rid of that there. Have it stop there, then bank round, and then we'll have a small helix down because we need it to get back down. So yeah, we don't want it to do any more of that, mind. We just need it now to get down to -3. Yep, fine. -3. And now we just need to sync it back up to the beginning. Now we can probably get the rides and whatnot and the scenery and stuff back on. And then at -3, we straighten her back out. She joins up to here and... Wait, connects? Should connect. Why not connect? Hang on, hang on. No. Straighten. Straighten. Is that connected? That's connected! There we go. Good. So we now have a mine coaster. This is going to be pretty extreme. This is a pretty extreme mine coaster there. But I love the design. I love it when like roller coasters like kind of gets really close to each other. So obviously we want the entrance to be like, I want it to be like here because I want to like loop over the top of all of the rest of them. And then the exit can be like out here because it kind of brings people deeper and deeper into the park. There's like two theories you can go to. You can say the exit ought to bring people straight back to the entrance, so if they love the ride they can go in again. Or you could say the entrance is supposed to be like as close as possible to the beginning of the park, and the exit is as close as possible to being deeper into the park. So you're drawing people deeper in. Like, I personally prefer doing the latter, but there's a case for both. So 2 trains of 7 trains per car, that strikes me as perfectly fair, as we apparently don't have a choice of different kinds. May as well increase the lift hill chain speed as far as possible. Minimum waiting time, as there's only 2 trains, we will actually keep them a bit separate, that's fine. Leave if another train arrives though. Let's get that going and follow train 1 on its journey as I start laying some paths out. Alright, train 1 reaches the top, and let's see what sorts of speeds we're dealing with down here. Goes down the big windy slopes, hits 39 miles an hour, not so bad. Dropping down to 30, you know, some nice banked curves, nothing too bad there. Spins down the downward helix down to 36, and then, oh, 59 miles an hour, 54. That's going to be too much. We're going to have to add in some brakes to slow that down a little bit, because that's going to be too much. Yeah, that's going to be way too extreme. That's going to be flashing red at me, you mad lunatic. That's far too extreme. What the hell are you thinking? High, very high, high. Okay, actually not as bad as I feared it might be. It's not quite extreme, but high, very high, high. Is there an obvious place I could just gently slide in some brakes to make it calm down a bit? To be honest, there's probably not. You know what? We'll go for it. We'll just go for it. This is just an extreme roller coaster for extreme people. It's all banked curves, so it's not quite as bad as it might be. Obviously, because the excitement is so high, that means people will pay very generously for this thing. So we'll kind of whack it straight up to 450 as a starting point. And I'd say we open this now. And we christen her Ya Mad Bastard. That is perfect. So this is Ya Mad Bastard. This is for mad people who don't like having limbs or whatever anymore. Perfect. We'll I think we'll very kindly put flipping benches absolutely everywhere on the approach to this thing. Number of guests is starting to approach 2,000. Marvellous. We have advertising campaigns going on at the moment. Oh my goodness, March, 9,000, 9,500. Oh, it's the 31st. No, come on. No! Damn you. Okay, we were so close. We were so damn close there. Okay, $9,700. Get more people into the park. We're doing all the advertising campaigns, right? Right, okay. Is anyone thinking that like anything's ridiculously overpriced or anything? Let's check in on the state of the park. We can do this. I'm running out of cash. Well, that's not what I want you to think. I want you to think, bloody hell, I want to spend more. Clean and tidy, need to go to the bathroom. Cross Island Ferries. Really good value. Is it? Is it now? Well, as we're apparently bloody chasing, as we're actually coming close to chasing victory, I'd say, oh, this is starting to look really nice now. This is good. This is sexy. How's this girl? How's this old girl doing, by the way? Okay, but I was expecting a longer queue on her, to be perfectly honest. People seem pretty happy with that. was great, but no one's saying it's really good value. But that's fine. 450 is kind of okay. And what are you thinking about? I'm just going to check in on like the old roller coasters. People are thinking it's great. No one's thinking I'm not paying that much for. That's what you want to. That's what you want to watch out for. As long as no one's thinking that, it's absolutely fine. Wait, was someone just thinking I've been queuing ages? I've been queuing for Rollercoaster Tycoon for ages. Have you? Hang on. Get around here. Oh, Ray, no! Go away, Ray. No one likes you. Okay, as long as there's enough of a queue, and it's only like a brief rainstorm, it shouldn't be a problem. But like people will stop going into things during rainstorms, which is a real problem. Even water rides, oddly. People don't want to get into water rides when it's raining. I'm going to pop that balloon. Taking my frustration out of the rain clouds on that balloon there. Actually, you know what? As we've actually flipping got so much money to hand, I have just repaid my loan. Okay, beautiful. And the runaway mine train is... Ooh, the runaway mine train is working really, really well. But unfortunately, the queue time might be a bit much. 4 minutes queue time, and that's a long queue. Actually, people are going on it, even though it's... raining. That's odd. I'm going to put some QTVs in here. I don't know what they're supposed to be. Whether they're supposed to be like entertainment, or like telling you how much longer you have to queue or whatever. But they seem to like reduce people's anxiety about queuing for very long periods of time, which is nice. Ah, good. We're going out of the rain. That's nice. And this long queue is a very, very good thing indeed. So yeah, we've got a nice kind of choice here. If you're feeling ballsy, you can go into You Mad Bastard, or you can just go on the Cross Island Ferry if you want something a lot more relaxing. That's nice. Now, it's also time, I would say, to bring the paths round a little bit further. In fact, I might even, for the sake of argument, I'm actually going to join up the park at this point. I'm actually going to do it. I'm going to join the park together. So we'll make it go this way, and then, no, a bit further this way. I want it to kind of cut underneath. The marketing campaigns have all finished. Quickly, more money into marketing, more money into flipping marketing right now. And actually, you know what? We'll actually advertise You Mad Bastard. Why the hell not? Let's get some people in for that. The more people in the park, the more people spending money, because I don't have any flipping cash points, so, you know, it'll all work in the end. Just want every single advertising campaign firing at once right now. And with that, the island loop has been completed. We've completed the island loop there. Now, that's not actually technically a good thing. It's actually a bit of a bad thing, because what that means is we've got, like, this huge crowd of people who are now... What the hell are you doing over here? Handyman 7, this is not a good place for you to be mowing the lawn. Get on with mowing the lawn like somewhere useful, like over here. You just mow the lawn right there, alright? Because while this is a lovely little walk, obviously all these people who are here are not spending money elsewhere. So what we need to do is we need to very quickly kind of build a few bits and pieces around here. But that's fine. I've got some plans for stuff we can just kind of build here. So we just actually picked up a new thing around here. And this feels like it might fit in quite nicely. We got the roto drop, which I'd like to be kind of one of my like floating things actually. Same as we've got like the twist over there. I'd like a floating roto drop right here. Do I want it there or do I want it more like... More like kind of here-ish. I think here actually works quite nicely, like here. So I learned my lesson last time. It doesn't need to be much more than 35. Anything else is kind of overkill. And again, I kind of like the pagoda entrance and stuff for like it being floating on the water, and I like the blue colour scheme. That all works really nicely, I think. So this thing goes up to 67 miles an hour. Ooh, very high. We'll make some very slight changes to that. Right, test that again while we're just kind of opening that. We've already kind of got the path set up there. Lovely. That's now the much more reasonable high, very high, very high. We crack that open beautifully. People will pile into the roto drop. I think it's nice to have kind of some thrill rides deeper in the park as well. You don't have to have nothing but roller coasters. Oh my goodness, and in April we hit $9,900. Okay, it's May now. It's May the 12th, and we're at 3,800, rapidly approaching 4,000. I feel like we're on target for May. Alright, we've got 2,000 guests in the park. Okay, build some more stuff here. We just need some more kind of rides and stuff going on. Flipping Splash Boat is just drawing in the cash like crazy. Look at all the people who want to get on the Splash Boats. That is beautiful. All of those people have paid like, what was it, like $4.50 a go to be in here? 16 per boat. $5 a go. That's beautiful. The problem is, like, with the prices so high, you actually drain people's money pretty damn quickly if you happen to not have cash points, which I don't. So while, like an anxious accountant, I keep half an eye on the money that's coming in, I've decided actually I want to build something down here. I've kind of built this little beach out. I've had to artificially raise this. It cost quite a bit of money, actually. But you know what? We've got no loan. This is all our own money. It's all absolutely fine. But oh my goodness, 25th. Come on. 25th. You can do it. I believe in you. I believe in you. We can do this. We can totally do this. We're so damn close. But I kind of want to build this little kind of like, this nice area for food down here. Oh, just, you know, just keep talking. Wait, how many days have May? Oh, I forgot the rhyme. 30 days have September, April, June, and November. All the rest have 31. Yes! 31 days in a month. 31 days in a month. Oh, we have actually one more day in May than we had in April. I can't say anymore. Not April. April. Bloody hell, I'm too nervous. Come on. Come on. 28th. Yes. 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 And as soon as the month ends, the game will officially congratulate me. $10,000 worth of tickets in a moment. Like, actually, because I've kind of spotted it a bit earlier, I wonder if the game has already kind of told me it's going to do this or not. I think it only calculates it. It like does a check for whether you've won at the end of each calendar month. So we shall see if it will in a second. Come on, game. Let me know the fantastically good news that with and everybody, if you've never seen that before, everyone claps. Everyone turns and claps to you with a company value of $308,000, and then everyone kind of gets over it. They're interesting, not all at the same moment. I like it. Like, some people keep clapping for bloody ages, and some people just, like, stop clapping immediately. It's really, really cool. So I've built this lovely little beachfront here, and on this beachfront, there's going to be some lovely stuff. You're going to be able to, like, get yourself a burger or a fruity ice. Nice, just glass of lemonade. A balloon, of course. You can always get yourself a balloon. And the far side of that, there are bathrooms, because people were complaining there weren't enough bathrooms. So we'll just open that up. We'll put, like, benches all along here. So, like, all the people who kind of want to sit down, have some food and sit, they can do that. They can sit, like, right here, which is really, really nice. Like, right by the water. And we'll kind of, actually, we'll mix in some bins. Because, like, I did notice last time, there was the small problem that some people, like, failed to find a bin in time. So they just kind of threw their stuff on the ground. Then we'll have some bins over there. And then there we are. Loads of food, loads of drinks, loads of balloons. Oh, nice. So we've got this lovely little beachfront bit nice here. I like this little beachfront. That's lovely. And we'll just kind of decorate it with some sculptures as well. I kind of like the little sculptures here. Also, I kind of just want to have a floating sphinx right here. So I'm just going to have a sphinx just kind of floating in the ocean by herself for no well-explained reason. That's the thing that I really want to do, by the way. I wanted to have, like, a different, like, little food court in each corner. I wanted everyone to be different. So, like, over here, we've got, like, the beachfront one. And then over here, we've got, like, the floating flower garden. And over here, we've got the food pier. And then here, we've got the, like, the treetop food court. So it's, like, all much higher. Where is it? Where is it? I've lost it. There it is. There it is, the treetop food court. Oh, there she is, ladies and gentlemen. That is, as far as I'm concerned, the finished product. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I want to turn my attention to Parkitect. At the time of recording this, I have not yet got my hands on Parkitect. I'm not sure exactly when I'm actually going to get my hands on Parkitect, but oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, what a spectacular, spectacular game Rollercoaster Tycoon 2 is. Parkitect has a lot to live up to, but I suspect it will do it admirably because it is made with love and respect for this genre. But starting from that crappy little island we started with now, we've got everything. John's non-sexual pirate, the Mermaid's Grotto or something. Splash Boats has been a ridiculous knocked out of the park success. The bloody Victoria Reel ride, John's vomit-juicing adventure that just refuses to load itself efficiently. That's really, really bloody annoying. The Rollercoaster of Love, the Log Doom, In Loving Memory, and that hole in the ground where, you know what, we never really bothered excavating that because that's presumably where the bodies are, so they're kind of already sort of half buried already, so that's absolutely a-okay. This beautiful coastal walk here, leading down to a beautiful kind of beachfront little kind of selection of shops and stuff. That's really, really lovely. Though no one seems to want a balloon. Everyone around here is clearly really hungry and thirsty because they've just kind of dived into... Actually, I bet they've dived into the ice cream. I bet everyone's got an ice cream because holding nothing. Oh, and you must have just finished. What are you holding? You have got a map of John's Island Adventure, an on-ride photo of Rollercoaster of Love, lemonade, and an on-ride photo of Log Doom. You bought all the photos. I like you. He spent like $65. He's got 9 left. He's very, very happy. He thinks everything's great value. He loves the scenery. I like this guy. This guy's fantastic. We like him. And then we've got kind of our ocean-themed thrill rides around in the water. And, I really, really like this theme, by the way. I love the Cross Island Ferry. That's lovely. And the runaway mine train that just beautifully kind of curves through everything. And the food court itself. And I love this thing. I love this game. And I love how you make a new park and you start with nothing and you build it into something. And it's why I love the parks where, like, all you've got is like an empty space, and you just build it yourself because you make your own stories and you make your own park, and it's all wonderful and love. And this is one of the best games ever made, and I truly hope Parkitect can live up to the legacy. So, assuming it's not already been on the channel already, because it might have been because of the way that these things are recorded then released, there might already be Parkitect on the channel. If there's not, it will be extremely, extremely soon, and I truly hope it is as spectacular as this glorious game. But this is goodbye from John's Island Adventure. Maybe some more Rollercoaster Tycoon 2 in the future, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. This has been a thoroughly enjoyable mini-series, and from the parts that I have already released when this video has been recorded, it's gone down really well, so I'm glad some of you at least agree with how wonderful this game is. But in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, I've been John. This has been Many a True Nerd, and this has been one of the finest games ever created, Rollercoaster Tycoon 2. Thank you very, very much for watching, and goodbye. I've got plans. Dad, this is my plan. International Peacekeeping Force. I'm here to bring peace. It's a tsunami of monkeys. This is literally a tidal wave of monkeys. Whoa, 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 whoa. Don't be here. Don't be standing here. Okay. Oh, you want more peace? Here, have some more. Have some more.